The Golden Era presents. Matrix, the Kingdom of Crooked Mirrors. Moscow, February 2022. Central Bank of the Russian Federation. Underground workplace under the US jurisdiction. Head of the center, Ksenia Valentinovna Judaeva.
Haló, tu je Judaeva. Mr. Kissinger.
Áno, čo sa deje?
Nefungujú nám účty. Už nemáme kódy. Nevieme prevázať peniaze zo sovietských účtov.
Áno, počul som. Je tu nejaký Paramonov a M1. Vypli nám aj Svetovú banku. Rothschildovci sú na mizine. Zlyhal aj Kobzár.
Áno, počula som. Už sa nedá kradnúť. Čo budeme robiť? Ľudia sa prebudzajú.
Urobme z nich Židov a sektu. Tie ovce tomu uveria.
Objavili nás. Zložte, lebo nás nájdú.
Haló? Áno, už sú aj tu. Už nemáme šancu.
Reality or fiction? It looks like an introduction of a new Hollywood movie where Americans take over Russia's central bank. It's not just a movie, it's a reality. Underneath the central bank of the Russian Federation, there is a center of 20,000 square meters in size and fully under the US jurisdiction. Bank of International Settlements was managed by the International Monetary Fund. Ksenia Valentinovna Judaeva decides on the exchange rates and the economy. USA and in Russia, parasitic kingdom of crooked mirrors. Everything is crooked, ignorance and lies. This system of state corporations is now over. Important news for the bankers. It is no longer possible to steal. We are gradually dismantling mirror after mirror so that we do not shock humanity. And so we are also offering the dark ones a chance to become light. Enter into a new world with us. You will feel like Neo in the Matrix. The time has come to know the truth.
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
Okay.
Only a selected few were ever initiated to see behind the scenes of the financial system. We have shown you real photographs of the raw Treasury repositories that were left to us by our ancestors. The information about how much gold we already have registered in the banking system has caused a wave of misunderstanding, but also a wave of joy among the light and sensitive people. How is it even possible that no one knew about it? The parasites created the perfect kingdom of crooked mirrors, a virtual world with a hidden balance sheet system, and they drew human economy into it. The energy of guilt provided by fiat money is interwoven with illusion, blood of war, murder and theft. Everything was crooked, mainly mirrored were the information. For example, on one hand there was the New World Order, as the Stalin Trust, which secured freedom for the Soviet people, and on the other hand, the New World Order as an enslavement of humanity. Another example would be the rainbow. On one hand, our old symbol of freedom, but on the other hand, the symbol of degradation of family and gender. And now, M1 comes with original documents, contracts, statements of accounts, and not even alternative media, which are considered to be free, are willing to publish this information. It wouldn't fit into their parasite scenario. Yes, it is perfect world of illusion. That's why White Spiritual Boy's account seems huge to everyone, and therefore untrustworthy. It is understandable, but even some of the parasites were not aware of this information. The account and the whole system is more than 1,000 years old. With the destruction of several civilizations and the change of history, the system has become secret and unknown because it dates back to right that ancient period. The accounts of White Spiritual Boy are covered by the divine energy of creation. The parasites could not use the White Spiritual Boy accounts themselves, but only the cash funds accumulated under these accounts. They couldn't even touch them directly. They knew they would burn. The Ra treasure was a curse of gold for them, and they knew that if they went in there, or just touch it, something would happen to them and their families. They couldn't defend themselves against this with any weapons or technologies. That's why they always found people, the Jrets, with the help of whom they were able to mirror the accounts. Based on such a mirror, they produced a security and emitted money from it. The illegal way distorted the energies that did not pass through the mirror, and so a world built on lies was formed. In the real world, everything was controlled by family clans and managers. These included the Baruch family, the Rockefeller family, the Warburg family, and probably the most famous Rothschilds, and others. Their system of banks is a perfect terrorist empire. They did not appear on the list of the richest people, even though they had assets worth trillions. How the Rothschilds were stealing the assets of the Soviet Union, we described in a Slavic newspaper. In the article, The Secret Becomes Public. You will find all the names and contacts there. In order not to cause a great shock to humanity, the M1 is dismantling this kingdom of crooked mirrors gradually. On the 5th of June 2014, the USSR National Military Council ordered the establishment of the USSR State Bank with the successor right of the USSR State Bank, established by the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics on October 3, 1921, and the RSFSR State Bank, established on July 13, 1990. The Казна Fund creator of the Ra, His Excellency Alexander Nikolaevich Paramonov, was appointed as the authorized body. The bank is restored and full of assets. The amount is in gold, dollars, in value according to resolution number 1. The dollar is not an American unit. The dollar belongs to the M1. The Fed also belongs to the M1. The whole financial system belongs to the M1. On January 13th, it was officially announced that His Excellency Alexander Nikolaevich Paramonov, Chief Treasurer of the International Treasury Monetary Fund, President and Chief Operating Officer of the White Spiritual Boy Global Corporation, was recognized in the highest status among the sovereigns, in the status of the King of Kings. We will show you information about the lineage of protectors in other films. On the 22nd of January, the Rothschild family went bankrupt. All their assets have been taken away, and they have been banned from any activity in the global financial and fund system. The resolution number 11 established the con of creation as a binding condition for all subjects of the rights of the world in the financial and economic activities. In February, all assets of the International Monetary Fund were cancelled and all their assets codes were blocked. The M1 has revoked the rights to use White Spiritual Boy assets in other banks as well. World Bank, Central Bank of the Russian Federation, Rosbank, Eurofinance Mosnar Bank, Bank FK Открытие, Bank VTB, Gazprom Bank, and Sberbank. Assets in all former Soviet Union banks were also blocked. The only source of money is Gosbank USSR, and there will be no other sources. All the national money backed by gold is ready to serve the whole nation. The accounts are also being audited at 1,600 banks worldwide. On February the 3rd, with the help of international organizations, the biggest theft from White Spiritual Boys account was prevented. The funds were to be used for World War III. Since this has failed, they are trying to provoke at least a minor conflict in Ukraine. These banks are responsible for financing and attempting to start the World War III. The perpetrators will be duly punished. And now one of the examples of how they used to steal. Among the huge assets found in the cooperative of light-grade Russia is the right hand of the ex-president of the Philippines, Fernando Marcos, Mr. Romul Gulab. Sberbank has recorded 52 billion in a gold deposit and confirmed it to Romul with a certificate of deposit. The deposit was placed in 4 accounts. High deposits over 1 billion have special system of registration and are automatically registered with the international financial institutions that control these assets, such as the World Bank, the International Court of Justice. Dollar accounts are registered by the Fed, the International Monetary Fund, and other organizations. The bank restricted the owner's access to his assets. The local boys who now run Sberbank do not understand the whole international financial system, its details. They don't care if they steal 1 million, 10 million, 1 billion, 100 billion. In short, this money was, according to information from the special services, including counterintelligence of Russia, stolen from Sberbank. They were stolen by Mr. Vlasov, an FSB, Federal Security Service, employee who performed banking supervision by the FSB, specifically in Sberbank, where he was responsible for its security on behalf of the Russian Federation. Together with the management of Sberbank, that is with Mr. Gref, they stole from these accounts, illegally transferred the funds without the knowledge and consent of their owner, Mr. Romul Gyulap. They did so through forged documents and credentials. And when Mr. Romul Gyulap recently sent his plenipotentiary inspector to Russia, Klevsky was his last name, he was killed by Bratva in an apartment here in Moscow, where the Russian Federation elite is housed. He was suffocated and thrown out of a tall building window, not going into further details. In short, he was murdered. They immediately rejected the case and swept it under the rug, trying, of course, to intimidate our financier, Romulus Gyulap. Romulus Gyulap came to us, joined our sovereign extraterritorial cooperative, and transferred these assets to us. We have, in accordance with all international standards and national laws, accepted this deposit, authorized it, and as the M1 ownership before the entire global financial system, in the World Bank, the IMF, the Bank of International Settlements, the United Nations International Court of Justice, Interpol, and other structures and secret United Nations committees. Corresponding documents were sent everywhere, and we did not receive any complaints from anyone. The will of the owner of the funds was carried out, which was accepted. Mr. Romul Gyulap personally confirmed to me that a World Bank employee had phoned him and confirmed the change of the ownership of the funds in the form of a deposit, which became the International Treasury Monetary One. The documents show that Sberbank firstly announced that everything was fine, but later began to oppose because the funds were illegally transferred abroad. On February 8, the FED was also notified and asked to cooperate to make the accounts available and refund the entire amount requested. This is just one of the examples of how this has been done for years. It is no longer possible to steal at any bank level. Everything is monitored and blocked. So why are we waking up so slowly?
Because I know this system. I know human beings. And I know you. Right now you're feeling good about what you've done. You should. It was a victory. Bravo. Now what? You've come here to negotiate some kind of deal? You think you hold all the cards because you can do whatever you want in this world. I say, go for it. Remake it. Knock yourselves out. Paint the sky with rainbows. But here's the thing. The sheeple aren't going anywhere. They like my world. They don't want this sentimentality. They don't want freedom or empowerment. They want to be controlled. They crave the comfort of certainty. And that means you two, back in your pods, unconscious and alone, just like them.
We're not here to negotiate anything.
We were on our way to remake your world.
Change a few things.
I don't like the paint the sky with rainbows idea.
Just remind people what a free mind can do.
I forgot. It's easy to forget.
He makes it easy.
That he does.
Something you should think about.
Before we got started, we decided to stop by to say thank you. You gave us something we never thought we could have.
And what is that?
Another chance.
Let's repaint this world into the world of happy people, a world of peace and creation. Now is our time. The new banking system is ready. The whole world has already received information on how to create crisis centers so that we can enter a new era without wars and scarcity. To enter the new world of creation without borders, the democracy project is coming to an end. Nations will govern themselves. Let's wake up, unite and organize. The golden era is coming.